A second attempt to evacuate citizens from Ukrainian city Mariupol has failed. The International Committee of the Red Cross says the attempt to start evacuating 200,000 people has been abandoned. A statement on Twitter says civilians need safety and parties need to agree on specific details of safe passages. The situation's already been described as the fastest growing refugee crisis in Europe since World War II. CNN's Clarissa Ward in Kiev says Ukrainian authorities say Russian forces began shelling Mariupol again today.
What you're seeing is an increasingly bleak and dangerous picture for Ukrainian civilians as the fight continues.
Meanwhile, UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson has set out a 6-point action plan to counter Russia's war on Ukraine. It includes rapidly strengthening defences in NATO countries, more economic sanctions on Russia, and mobilising international humanitarian efforts. Europe correspondent Gavin Gray told Kate Hawkesby the Prime Minister publicised his points before meetings this week.
Meetings with the Canadian Prime Minister and the Dutch Prime Minister here in London tomorrow, Monday our time. The following day he's going to host leaders of Central European nations.
A transport expert says the future of a number of major transport projects in Auckland would be uncertain if National canned the regional fuel tax. Party leader Chris Luxon made that promise in his State of the Nation speech yesterday, while calling for adjustment to tax thresholds. Greater Auckland is an independent analysis and advocacy platform aimed at improving the city's quality. Director Matt Lowry says axing the regional fuel tax would have consequences, including in Luxon's own Auckland electorate.
There are a number of projects, including things like the Eastern Busway. It's all one thing to say you want to remove it, but the reality is there's a bunch of projects that are relying on this fuel tax to get funded and get built.
Someone else with the fuel tax in their sights is BECK. The business leader has put her hat in the ring for the Auckland mayoralty. The Heart of the City leader has confirmed she'll be standing in October's election to replace outgoing Mayor Phil Goff. Speaking exclusively to our newsroom, BECK says she'll aim to have Auckland's regional fuel tax scrapped within 12 months of taking office. She's also promising to focus on struggling small to medium businesses, following her 7 years at the helm of Auckland's Central City Business Association. Labour-backed councillor Effiso Collins and right-leaning restaurateur Leo Malloy have already declared they're in the race. Suicide is still a grim reality for rural communities. Ministry of Justice data released to Newstalk ZB shows 17 suicides were reported in the farming industry in 2021. Courtney Winter reports.
All but one of those 17 suicides were men. Southern District Health Board recorded the highest, with 11 between 2019 and 2021, while Waikato had 9. Farmer suicides reached a peak between 2007 and 2008 of 28.
A living wage benchmark has been set by one of New Zealand's largest private hospitals. Waikato's Braemar Hospital is the first to pay all its staff, including those in laundry, cleaning, sterile supply and kitchen services, at least $22.75. Living wage employer program lead Valencia Scherer says this is a significant moment.
Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. To stay up to date with all the latest news from the New Zealand Herald, click the subscribe button below or check out one of the videos here. And head over to nzherald.co.nz for more details on these stories and more.